Welcome to the Danny Lowe Show channel. Today we are going to be covering different items. They're going to be specific to operational definitions and how they actually impact our KPIs, key performance indicators. How are we going to be measuring this in the future? So let me go ahead and share my screen that you guys will later have access to if you guys choose to have this information. But from an operational definition component, this is specific to the characteristics that we're measuring in the future. We want to be concise. We want to minimize any type of interpretation that we have, that when you get someone in a room, it might be people, 5 different people, 10 different people from all over, they have a solid understanding of what it is we are talking about. That's when the operational definition comes in. Key components for us would be down here. How do we start thinking about measuring those? Let's go ahead and pay attention to the left-hand corner, cycle time. We can measure cycle time through takt time, wait time, completion, or even delivery percentage. When we're talking about defects, when we're talking about quality, we can measure defects. How many errors did we end up having? Did we have those per unit? Did we have them as a whole? It depends, right? Are those defects causing any rework that we're doing? From a productivity component, is there any downtime? Is there anything that we're not doing in between? Are there units of production and time, value time added? Revenue or cost, this is really important to a lot of businesses because we are interested in making money, right? So are we having any sales? Is there a cost per unit? Is it a shipping cost that we need to go ahead and take into consideration? How many employees are working with us? What is the return of investment? That is what ROI stands for. Last but not least, the actual result of the customer. Are we paying attention to what the customer is saying and how are we measuring that? Are we having reviews? Are we sending surveys out to them? Or are we doing NPS, Net Promoter Scores? Those are usually surveys that goes out, and it allows the customer to really give their feedback. So there's different ways of measuring this as we're seeing success. You can use this for a store. You can use this for anything else. For our example today, I'm actually going to use it on myself. My operational definition is that I'm actually interested in losing weight, and I want to go ahead and lose that within the next 3 months. And so you identify the correct characteristics of interest, and I just told you what it was. And in order for me to know that, well, I have to weight myself, right? And that's how I kind of came up with those. It is summertime, so I want to be in the beach and kind of be out there. So how do we describe into those examples? How do we get to that criteria? Well, I made myself very strict on this one. I am saying that I'm going to work out daily, and I'm going to work out for 45 minutes. And I'm also going to go ahead and keep a count of my calorie consumption. Those are examples that I'll be utilizing in the operational definition. Then describe the test for measuring the characteristics that might include any instrument. In this case, it would be a weight. And so I'm going to go ahead and physically put myself on that weight after 3 months that go by to see whether or not I lost that amount, those 5 pounds. And you can see here, we test it. We make the decision. Was this successful? Was it not? So if I end up actually getting on that weight after those 3 months after, and I see that I did not lose those 5 pounds from the original amount, then it was not successful. Otherwise, the weight was not lost, right? So if I do lose it, great, successful. If I didn't, it wasn't. But that really gives us a defined way of measuring an end goal. In this case, is losing weight. You can use this anywhere. How much am I selling? How much am I distributing out? Am I being of help to my end users and whatnot? So thank you so much for joining today, and we'll be in touch. Have a great one.